welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today is going to be another declutter. So previously I did bronzers and blushes. Today we're going to be doing highlights and then face palettes. So I'm really excited to get into those. I think I did a very good job. I'm gonna keep this just short and sweet so we can hop into that footage. It's already a long enough video. If you like declutter videos, give this video a thumbs up so I know that these are the kind of videos that you like. I do upload twice a week on Sundays and Thursdays. And with all that being said, let's hop into the video of me decluttering highlights and face palettes. All right, so here we are with the highlighter drawer. We are starting with 40, so it's actually less than I thought that I had because it looks more full than the blush drawer, but there was more blush. So anyways, let's scooch this drawer over and let's just get started because it's probably gonna be a long one. Let's start with these ColourPop ones. So I have Lunch Money, Flute Punch, and A Smile and a Song. Let's just swatch these comparingly. All right, so here are swatches of the ColourPop ones. Here we have Lunch Money, here we have Flute Punch, and here we have A Song with a Smile. I'm going to absolutely keep Lunch Money. It's one of my favorite highlights, and between these two, I mean, they look pretty similar. I don't think, this one's maybe a little bit darker. So I'm gonna keep the Disney one, A Smile and a Song, and I'm going to get rid of Flute Punch. I don't think that I need all three of these. Let's just start with this pile here. So this Dior one, this is the Dior Skin Nude Air Luminizer in shade 1. So I could never get rid of this. Love this highlight. It's a great, just classic highlight. This one stays. This Essence Pure Nude highlighter, I know this one is super popular, but I just don't get any use out of it. It's a stunning highlight. Like, I do love it, but I just want to just downsize. So this is going to go. This Galactic one is for sure gonna go. I can't even remember the last time I used it, and it kind of seems like the powder either has hard pan. It either has hard pan or it's just kind of expired. I will swatch it, but it seems even just powdery on the swatch. So I have a feeling this has probably gone bad. This is just the Face Glow Natural. I think actually maybe this is like a finishing powder, but I keep it in my highlights because it's just too glowy for me as a face powder. So maybe that's why it's kind of being powdery. That would make more sense. But this is gonna go. I don't use it, so goodbye. All right, we have these two here. So this is the L'Oreal Crushed Foiled Metallic Highlighter in shade 10 Rose Quartz. I remember seeing a video on this and then I had a really hard time finding it, but this is so pretty. I love this so much. I definitely think it was like an underrated highlight. So this one's gonna stay. I do like this a lot. And then this Farsali one, is it still jelly? No, but it doesn't smell bad and it still swatches beautiful. I don't know if I'm ready to let it go yet. This is just in the original Jelly Beam. I think, okay, I'll put it in the maybes because I probably shouldn't keep it, but I do think it still swatches good and I don't think it's gone bad, but in the maybes is where it's going to go. We're gonna just do the rest of like these oversized ones that don't really kind of fit. So let's just start a little pile here. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Hello Hollow, and this is in the shade Hollow Goodbye. I can't even remember the last time I used this. I don't even know if I ever used it, quite honestly. So this is for sure gonna go. It's great in theory, but this kind of highlight I just never reach for, so you can go. This Becca one, I mean, I don't even know what's going on with it. This is in Champagne Toast. Nope, it's in Opal. I think I got it in like a little kit with Opal as like a powder highlight. And again, I just don't reach for this formula, so this can go. This MAC one is in Shell. So this is a cream color base. I don't think it's actually meant to be a highlight, but I saw it in a YouTube video as a highlight. And it is really pretty. But again, I don't want to get rid of this, but like I don't use it. And I think it can, yeah, it's gonna go. That one's tough for me, but I don't use it and I don't want it to just sit in there because I want to look at it. These Jeffree Star Cosmetic ones. So I talked about this in my last declutter. So I have the Skin Frost in Eclipse, which looks like this. This is really beautiful. And then I have Peach Goddess. So I don't buy from Jeffree Star Cosmetics anymore, but since I have the highlights, I don't know if I necessarily want to get rid of them. This Peach Goddess one can go. Like, it's beautiful, but I never go for this blinding of a highlight. So again, and it's just so big and bulky. I really wish that it was half this size. It's just like, this is a better size. This is just too much. Like, who's gonna go through this entire highlight? So this one is gonna go. The Clips one is still tough because like it's still really pretty. I'm gonna put this one in the maybe pile. I know I just bagged on the Jeffree Star Cosmetics one for being so big. However, I give this Huda Beauty one a pass because it's just so stunning. I think she actually did make a mini, so I appreciate that, but obviously I'm not gonna buy it. This is a little bit dark. However, it still works once you like shear it out. It's a lot better. So I am gonna keep this. This is pretty new to my collection. Again, I did a full face of Huda Beauty recently, so I will link that video above where you can see me test this out. And then we have 3 more cream/liquids. So this is the Hourglass in Champagne Flash. I don't use this much, but I do like the tone. And since I kind of got rid of a lot of my cream ones, I do think that this one's going to stay. This Becca Cosmetics one, okay, this is in the shade Opal and it's a cream. And it looks like this. I'm gonna put this in the maybe, so it's right here, just because I don't use it that often, but I don't know if I wanna get rid of it. So in the maybe pile, it goes. And then this Marc Jacobs one, this is in the shade Do You, and let's pump that out. It's very pretty, but again, I don't use this. So this is way too much. I'm gonna spread it out, make a mess, and not be able to take it off. Well, should I keep it as a body highlight? See, this is what I do. I convince myself to do stuff like this. Okay, this is also gonna go in the maybe because I don't really have something like this. If I wanted a body highlight, you know, just on that one-off chance that it might happen if I turn into a different person tomorrow. So we're gonna put it in the maybe just for now, and then we'll go through them afterwards. Oh, all right, there's actually 3 more little ones here. So I have the Cover FX Enhance Click, is that what this is? It's in Celestial. I think I can get rid of this. I do like that tone, it's very pretty, but can I tell you the last time I used it? No. This Color Effects one in Moonlight is very pretty. I've actually used this quite a bit, but it kind of looks pretty chunky. So I think it's gone bad. Is that really like a good swatch? Good enough. So this can go. Just because it's a mini doesn't mean I need to keep it around. And then this is the Smashbox and Vlada Petal Metal Shimmer Drops. So it's in Rose Glitz. You're supposed to shake it up. I don't even think I ever used this. I just bought it because it was shiny and pretty. I think it's mostly just because I don't even know how to use it. Like, what are you even supposed to use this for? Because it's so liquidy. So like, and it's very glittery. It's not very much like a shimmer. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it really just leaves like flecks. I'd much prefer like this Marc Jacobs one over this one. So I think it's time to finally let this go, which really hurts because I bought, like, I have never even used it once. So it is what it is though. Let's grab another pile here. Put these here. I'm gonna scoot all these forward so you can kind of see what we're working with. There we go. All right, this is the Cover FX in Moonlight, and I actually love to travel with this. I love the size. I love minis, so this one can stay. It's a really great tone. It works really well, so Cover FX, you stay. Same with this Fenty Beauty one. This is in Hustler Baby, and I just like the size. I hate that it doesn't. I already talked about this, but I hate when things don't open all the way. This is a little bit more gold, but it's still very pretty and I like it a lot. So this can stay. We have a few Becca highlighters. So this is in Parisian Nights and it has the Eiffel Tower on it. So I can't get rid of this. If you didn't know, I live in France and I don't really have too many of like these color shifting. It kind of shifts to like a pinky gold. So this just has to stay. It's more sentimental for me. Like I love the embossing. Becca's not around. I can't buy this anymore. So I think I can keep at least one that is just like special like this. This other Becca one is Champagne Pop. And this again, this was like an anniversary edition one. So I am going to keep this just because I feel like this is just a staple in makeup history. And I do really like this. I mean, all these look the same on camera. They look different not on camera, but on camera they definitely look the same. So which means probably on the skin they look the same, but that's okay. This is just one that I feel like is a staple to have that you can refer back to. I can do swatches with and comparison. So this is going to also stay. This is the Catrice More Than Glow Highlighter in 020 Supreme Rose Beam. Recently had this in a Shop My Stash and I did really enjoy it. And I was going to declutter it, but I think I'm going to keep it because I'm not keeping like a lot of drugstore ones. So I do think I should at least keep one and it is really pretty. I do really like it. This one is so beautiful. This is the By Terry Twinkle Glow CC Highlighter in Candlelight Glow. I love the compact. It looks like this. It came out during holiday and I love this highlight. So it's for sure gonna stay. This is also one that's just fairly new to me right here. And I like it a lot. So it is going in the keep pile. This Laura Geller one, this is the Baked Highlighter Duo in French Vanilla and Portofino. Despite its use, I've actually used this quite a bit. I don't know which side is which. I believe that this is Portofino and this is French Vanilla, but I usually just swirl them together and it looks like this. This is a stunning highlight. It's my most subtle highlight. I am going to keep it because it's one that I travel with a lot. I can always depend on it. I think this is like a solid highlight. I don't know what's going on with Laura Geller, but they make some standout products and I wish that they were still sold in Ulta because they're really good and not a lot of people talk about them anymore since they're not in like a big box store. Last one in this pile is an Ofra highlighter. This is the Ofra Nikki Tutorials highlighter in Glow Goals. So this is in the old packaging. And to be honest, I don't think I've used this one time. I'm currently not purchasing from Ofra, so this just makes it a lot easier to not keep it around. It's a beautiful highlight, but someone else can give this a better home. Pick up the next pile here. Move this down. Move this. All right, let's work on this pile. So here we have the Laura Mercier. This is in Rose Glow. This came out in a limited edition collection, and I lusted after this so much. I finally found it. You can't buy it anymore, so I am going to keep it. It just took me a long time to find this highlighter because I thought that it had sold out and it was limited edition. I finally found it on Cult Beauty. I snagged it up. This is a really great highlighter. Next up, we have this Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in Precious Petals. This is a very pretty highlight, but I never grabbed for it. This is one that I kind of feel like I should keep again because I don't have like any drugstore ones, but I never reach for it. So I need to like stop thinking like, oh, you need to have like a variety of things and just declutter this one. It can go. Same with this ColourPop one. I don't know when the last time I used it. What shade is this? This is in the shade Here Kitty Kitty. And, ooh, oops. I can't tell you the last time I reached for it. So it is also gonna go. Ooh, this is really pretty though. Nope, it's gonna go. If I can't remember when I used it last, like it can just go. This one is going to go as well. Since I have my Pat McGrath one here, let's pull out my other two Pat McGrath ones. So I have this one in Golden Nectar. Looks like this, if I can open it. Let's swatch it. This one is Golden Nectar. I have Divine Rose, which comes in this really pretty packaging. I do not like that Pat McGrath kind of has like all these different packagings for her highlight. Kind of drives me bonkers. And then this one is in Lunar Nude. And it looks like this. Ooh, I haven't peeled this off yet. Ah, all right. So the only one I want to see, so this is this is Golden Nectar, this one is Divine Rose, and this one is what? Lunar Nude, this one. The only thing I want to see is if I have Golden Nectar in a palette, because I have the two palettes from Holiday and I want to say that it is in a palette. So let me just check that really fast. But for sure, I'm going to keep the Lunar Nude and the Divine Rose. I do think I'm going to get rid of this packaging because I kind of messed it up. Well, no, I'm just going to finally take this flap off and keep it like this. I wanted to keep the flap because it has the name on it, but it drives me bonkers because it always get like stuck on the drawer when I would open it. So these two are going to stay, and I'm just going to check on this highlighter here. So just like I thought, Golden Nectar is in one of the face trios that she came out with holiday time. So I'm going to let this one go because I don't need a duplicate of it. The packaging is very beautiful, but there's no point in me hanging on to that. So that is going to go. And then we have 5 left. So this is another Ofra highlight in Beverly Hills. I've never used this again. I do think I'm gonna keep it just because it's newer and it is pretty. I already bought it, so like even though I'm not buying from Ofra now, like I don't want to necessarily just throw the money away that I gave them. So I think this one can stay. This Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlight, of course, is going to stay. This, again, it kind of just goes with Champagne Pop for me. Like, this is just a staple makeup thing that really just blew the beauty community apart. So I'm going to hang on to this. It's just good to have for swatches and comparisons. And it also is just a stunning highlight. This Smashbox and Vlada, this is the Petal Metal highlighter in Gilded Rose. It looks like this, kind of the original to the Huda Beauty one. And unfortunately, this is, again, just a product that I haven't gotten much use out of. I never reach for it. I purely bought it for the packaging, and it's just taking up space. So As much as it pains me, I do think I'm going to declutter this. Of course, I'm going to find a great home for it, so nobody worry. Like, anything that's still not expired will obviously find a good home. This is like very, very old, but I don't think it's expired. Powder products do a little bit better. So I think someone can absolutely get better use out of this than I can. And even harder than that Stila one is this Dior one. This is the Illuminating Lace Effect Powder for Face in 01 Pink Lace. It's so heavy. It's like a paperweight. And this is just really pretty. I was undecided about whether I'm going to keep this or not. And this is absolutely my oldest highlight in my collection, and I just don't think I'm ready to do it yet. It looks stunning on the skin, so you can see my veins. That's kind of gross, but it is so beautiful. Maybe I can swatch it more up here, so that way. It's so pretty. It still swatches great, and it brings just such good memories for me. It was my first high-end product that I bought. It was my first highlighter that I bought. I just don't know if I can get rid of this yet. And then lastly is this Stila palette. This is the Starlight Starbright highlighting palette in Transcendent Kitten and Bronze. So let's swatch these. These are like that putty highlight. This is Kitten. And this is Bronze. The only thing is, obviously, Bronze is too dark of a shade for me. So Transcendent Kitten Bronze. But I love this formula. I actually, you can't tell, but I do use this quite often. And I want to pull it into a Shop My Stash. So this is going to also stay. And then that is all the highlighters. We still have the maybes to go through, but first I'm going to put these away, kind of tally up numbers, and then we will go through and we'll decide on the maybes. My bad, I moved my drawer, sorry. I moved my drawer and this one was hiding. This is the NARS Fort de France highlight. I wear this all the time, can't get rid of it. Actually, one time I told my sister to like pick out some makeup to take with her. My sister is younger than me. She's 20, so she is 12 years younger. And she picked out this highlighter and I was like, actually, no, sorry, you can't take this one. So this one is also going to stay. All right, here we have the drawer. So right now, current numbers are keeping 21 and decluttering 15. I do have 4 maybes, and kind of my soft goal was to have 25. So even if I keep all 4 of these, I've definitely met kind of like my soft goal. So I think usually I tell myself like you can only keep 2, but I think I'm just gonna at least declutter 1 of these. And I think it's gonna be this Becca one because I still like this Jeffree Star one and it can go there. This Farsali one can kind of get some more use, maybe pull into a Shop My Stash and just see how it does. And then this Marc Jacobs one, again, like if I just wake up one day and I'm a completely different person, maybe I can use this as a body highlight. So it is also going to stay, which then brings the grand total to keeping 24 and decluttering 16. So not quite half, but close. And I'm super happy with that number. So now we are going to try and get through my face palettes really quickly, and that will be the end of this video. Here we have face palettes. So what I do is if the product has more than one category in it, like for example, this Charlotte Tilbury one has a bronzer and a highlight, I don't want to put it in my bronzer drawer because then I forget there's a highlight. So I have them all together and that's just what works for me. There's not very many in here. We are starting with 12. So let's just get to swatching. I don't know how many of these I will declutter, but we're gonna still go through them, still swatch them. I'm not gonna move the drawer because there's so little of them. So let's just start with this. This is the Oma Beauty Double Take Sculpt and Strobe Duo Stick in Fair Lady. I recently put this in a trying new makeup or a get ready with me. I will link that video up above. And this is very pretty. This contour shade is just pigmented. The shade is fine, but you gotta be very careful. However, this is pretty new to my collection, and so I'm gonna keep it, give it a little bit more love. You just gotta be really careful. This is something you need to take your time on, at least for me. I mean, I have the shade Fair Lady. I'm pretty sure that I got the right shade for myself, but it's just pigmented. Next up is this Charlotte Tilbury. We just went over this. This is the Film Star Bronze and Glow. You can see how much I love this product. So here is the contour. It's not really swatching on me, is it? It's showing up, but meh. I love this. It's not swatching great, but I'm gonna keep this. I use this all the time. This is a product that I really wanna finish up. So it is also going to stay. Let's do one that I know I'm gonna get rid of. This is the Tarte Tartist Pro Glow To Go, and it has 2 highlighters and a contour, so it has Gleam, looks like this, Burst, ooh, powdery, and Chiseled. This was all the rage when it first came out. However, it's so old by now, and you can tell, I think the powders just really aren't performing like they used to. So this is going to go. Let's talk about this Charlotte Tilbury. So this is the Nudegasm Face Palette. It has a contour, a bronzer, a highlight, and a blush. So there's the blush, the highlight, the bronzer, and the contour. I made a video with this, trying this out. It was one of my first videos. I had a very tough time with this, but I do want to just give it a little bit more love and try it again. Maybe pull it into a Shop My Stash, see if working with it more than once maybe yields better results, because I did have trouble with it, but I did only try it once. So it is going to stay for now. This Hourglass palette. So this is one of the lighting palettes. I don't know which one. It has these 3 strobe creams, a bronzer, and 2 blushes. The powders still work really well. Try and swatch them for you. So I am gonna hang on to it, I think, for a little bit longer. This is, again, a product I just need to pull into Shop My Stash. I've used this one quite a bit, and just kind of see with some prolonged use how much I still really like this. So it is gonna stay. These palettes are really nice. And for now, I think I'm just gonna hang on to it. I know that we're not doing too much decluttering, but we're trying. This one. So this is the Tarte Don't Be Afraid to Dazzle, and this has a contour and a highlight in it. For sure, I'm gonna declutter this one. I can't tell you the last time I used it. It's very pretty. It's not that it isn't, but I don't know if I maybe used this once, and it's been at least 5 years since I've used it since then. I think it can go. I think that this has had its time. Here we have the Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette in Light. This is also something, this is actually, no, I've used this. I haven't used this quite a bit, but I've used this a little bit. It has these eyeshadows and then a blush and highlight. Can I swatch this without blinding everyone in the mirror? Let's do it this way. Haha. So let's just do this. This is really nice. I don't find myself reaching for it as much as I should, but these powders, so this is the blush, the highlight, and then these are the shadows. The shadows are stunning, especially this shade. It's a great travel palette. It is absolutely gonna stay. I just need to pull it out more. All right, this is the Smashbox Cali Contour palette. So it has a matte blush, a matte bronzer, shimmer highlight, shimmer bronze highlight, a highlight, and then a contour. It looks like this. I took this with me to Arizona, and this like highlight powder, what is this? Yeah, it's just like a banana powder. It completely crumbled and fell out, so that happened. I love this palette. I'm just deciding if it's had its time and day. I kind of don't think it has. Even though this fell out, I really like this palette. Like I said, I brought it with me to Arizona. It was like the only bronzer, blush, and highlight that I brought. It's a great travel palette. I never used this shade anyways. I don't even know why it broke when I never used it. It wasn't like I was hitting pan on it or anything. So I do think that this can stay. I use it quite often, and I'm not going to get rid of it just to get rid of it. This is the Tom Ford Duo in Incandescent. I bought this honestly because of Mel Thompson. She used to love this palette, and so she made me feel like I had to have it. I spent so much money on this. Like I haven't given it the shot that I should. Like I just haven't figured out and played with this palette. So I am going to do it. The blush just kind of intimidates me because it's so glowy, but it's not gonna leave my collection just yet. Like this is something that I just want to play around with and see if I can make it work for me before I get rid of it. We have 3 left. So let's go over this. This is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette. This is so old. And to be quite honest, I don't think that I ever even used this or touched it. I bought it because everyone had it, and so I felt like I needed to have it, and I just never used it. I don't like that you can't, like, I'll never be able to use this shade other than maybe eyeshadow, and I really don't use these highlighty shades, which is why I've never reached for it. So I do think I'm going to declutter it. Like, I just don't see this being a palette that I will ever reach for. It's very nice. I wish I could give it the love that it deserves. I'm not doubting that it's a great palette. I can absolutely find someone who will get better use out of this, considering I haven't used it a lot. Someone will be able to give this the love that it deserves. This is the Hourglass Sheer Color Trio in Sunset. So it has a cream, blush, bronzer, and highlight, and mine is busted because I actually have used this quite a bit. This is a stunning palette, and it always just like the creams kind of would like, it doesn't pick up the best. It's not expired. I smelled it, so it feels like it's still fine. And I was debating whether I want to declutter this or not, but I think I'm going to keep it for now and give it a little bit more love. So this is going to stay. Last one we have here is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Shapeshifter. So it has these powders on one side, and then the other side has creams. This was a genius product. I love how it's double-ended. So let's do the powders first. I used to use the absolute shit out of this. I liked it way better than the Kat Von D one. So here are the powders. Picked up a lot. And then let's do the creams. Let's do it here on this side. The only thing is I don't use all the shades. Like I don't use these 3 here. But I would use this contour shade all the time. I do love it. So here are all the creams, and then here are all the powders. I kind of got this mixed up, but you get the gist of it. I've been going back and forth on this the entire time. That's why I saved it until last, because I don't use all of the colors. However, I don't, like, since I got rid of the Kat Von D one, I do think I'm going to keep this one. I loved it a lot. I used to just use it all the time. Like, you can't really see that much wear in it, but I really did used to use this all the time. So I think I'm going to hang on to it, give it another shot, just see if it still performs well. And if it doesn't, I'll declutter it. But for now, it's going to stay. All right, so here's the finished drawer. Sorry about the ring light. We'll just kind of block that out. I do like that I can at least lay them off flat. I don't have to stand them up so I can see all of them. We started with 12 and we decluttered 3, not that many. I had a feeling it wasn't going to be the most brutal declutter, but we're left with 9. So that's still 25%, right? Is my math right? I believe my math is right, 25%. So when you look at it that way, I'm happy with that. There are still some like this one, you know, I do want to test out before I declutter it. This one, I want to test out before I declutter it. So these two are kind of on the chopping block. This one, I also just want to see if I can make work, and this one. So we're going to kind of give a little bit of love to some of these palettes before we decide if we're going to keep them or not. But that is going to complete this video. My dogs just started barking, so perfect timing. If you like declutter videos, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I post videos every Sunday and Thursday. And I'm going to go end this so I can go take care of my dog. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye, everyone.